What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to make sort of a different type of video, more discussion based rather than explanatory. So today we're going to be talking about who in our opinions is the best lightsaber duelist in all of Star Wars. Again, different type of video. If you enjoyed it, let me know. If you guys had criticisms, of course, that's always welcome on the channel as well. But if you did, leave a like and post a comment and we'll make more. Anyway, today's topic at hand, discussion based. I'm joined with my friend Anthony.
Hello.
He is a Star Wars nerd as well. A little bit less so we're going to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt if he doesn't know every little thing about Star Wars. But today we're going to be talking about the best lightsaber duelist in canon. Now we're going to make another video potentially later on down the line about the best lightsaber duelist period in all of Star Wars. But today I kind of wanted to focus on canon lightsaber duelists and make a video focusing around that. We're also going to be using a Screen Rant article, and Screen Rant is quite notorious in the past for getting information wrong in fandoms that they're not really super a part of. They're obviously more of a news-based website on all of movies. So we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt as well, but we're also going to kind of use that as a jumping off board to talk about who we think is the best.
Interesting,
yes. So let's go ahead and start off with Screen Rant, and we'll go from the best lightsaber duelist to like top 5.
Okay.
And we'll see if we agree with that, because I feel like it's easier to build that way.
So it's got a top 15.
Okay.
You want to build going up to leave the best at the top or at the end of the list, is what you're saying?
I want to talk about the best first.
Okay, making sure.
Because that's easier to critique.
Just making sure. Number 1 on the list of Screen Rant's best lightsaber duelists of all time is Mace Windu.
In canon, I can definitely see why they would want to put Mace Windu there. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it says somewhere in the article that he made his own lightsaber form. I'm sure that's a part of it. Mm-hmm. Do I think that he's the best? That's tough. I mean, canon Star Wars, we've seen a lot of great lightsaber duelists. Most of them stem from the prequel era, which Mace Windu does.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to say that he's close to someone like Anakin Skywalker, not as good as Yoda in canon. That's kind of my opinion on the whole thing. I would definitely put Yoda as number 1, or at least above Mace Windu.
Yeah.
But Mace Windu is definitely second to that. There was a whole lot more going on in his duel with Darth Sidious than I think a lot of people realize. And then something else in his duel with Darth Sidious, which is I'm again assuming another reason why he's so high up on the list, is you have to remember that just on a technical level, Yoda beat Darth Sidious too.
Yeah.
Because in Revenge of the Sith, it cuts back to Yoda and Sidious, and Sidious no longer has his lightsaber.
Yeah.
So we can either assume in the novelization, which is no longer canon for Revenge of the Sith, unfortunately, it straight up says that he disarmed him. But all we know in the movies, it could be either one of two things. Either Palpatine is falling back on his use of the Force and he knows that mentally and he's put his lightsaber away, which is basically a defeat in a straight up lightsaber duel, which is what we're talking about. Not Force abilities and overall power, just lightsabers. Or he was disarmed by Yoda. So I think I would personally put Yoda at the top spot, or at least above Windu.
Yeah.
It's close.
Well, going off of what you just said, the second best lightsaber duelist here is Darth Sidious.
Okay.
So, like,
again, this is talking about best lightsaber duelists in Star Wars, not powerful characters in Star Wars.
Yeah, which I think Sidious is kind of like incorrectly a great lightsaber duelist, because really what Darth Sidious is just incredibly fast.
Exactly.
So it's like he's not a great duelist. He doesn't even like to duel with a lightsaber. He literally does it to mock Jedi. So it's like he doesn't really care. He's just so quick that he could block any of your attacks as you're trying to deliver those blows. But so like in that way, it doesn't really make sense to put him this high up on the list.
Right.
But obviously he is so incredibly powerful. That's why he's here.
He
doesn't
fast.
even need to be.
But if we're going off like technicality, just best lightsaber fighting.
Yeah, like take the Force away.
Yeah, he's definitely not the best.
Yeah.
In fact, going back to the number 1 spot, I would honestly say Yoda and Vader are really close.
Yeah.
As far as just technicality. It's like Yoda, Vader, and Windu, and you could even put like Dooku in there as far as just straight up lightsaber dueling. They're all really close. But for Palpatine being number 2, there are points I think it's best illustrated in the duel in Attack of the Clones, in the Clone Wars, where he's fighting Maul and Savage Opress.
Yes.
He doesn't look extremely precise at moments. He really does just look quick. There are moments where he's literally just swinging the lightsaber out in front of him to get his enemy to back up. So don't get me wrong when I say that Palpatine's not incredibly powerful and a dangerous duelist. He is. He's just not the best.
Yeah. He has an ability that allows him to be able to fight these lightsaber duels without him actually having to be that good. He transcends power in the way where he doesn't even need the lightsaber. He literally is just toying with people. So in that way specifically, he doesn't necessarily have to be the best lightsaber duelist because it's not important to him.
Right. On a technical level, I would say again that I think his apprentice is more powerful than more powerful is the wrong term.
Yeah.
Is a more skilled duelist than Palpatine is because of the simple fact that he has to be.
Yeah.
Darth Vader cannot fall upon his use of the Force like he would have been if he had been able to progress to the level of his master.
Yeah.
So Palpatine can rely on this sort of trump card where Vader he's unable to completely. Who's number 3? Yoda. So the first 3, you can see why they would be ranked that way. Like I said, Yoda is number 1 for me almost. Yoda and Vader pretty much, it's so close to call. And then I feel like after that you have the next group, which is people like Windu and Dooku, who I would even say that Dooku is a more skilled lightsaber duelist than Darth Sidious, just for those reasons. I mean, as a Jedi, Dooku was one of the few Jedi that could beat Mace Windu in a sparring session. So I can see the top 3. Who do we have as 4?
Luke Skywalker.
No. Does it say what version of Luke Skywalker? Because I would assume Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, it looks like Return of the Jedi.
Okay, so Anakin Skywalker, just lightsaber dueling and stuff. There's a lot going on in that Return of the Jedi fight. There's a logic that people use in fights in general and in Star Wars. It's called ABC logic, where it's like if A beat B, then this must mean he could beat C, which is incorrect. It's like if I think that since Luke Skywalker beat Darth Vader, that means that he's more powerful than someone like even Ahsoka, who gave Darth Vader a really great fight in Rebels. But I don't think that's true. I don't think in Return of the Jedi, Luke is a very good lightsaber duelist. I would say he's about on level as someone maybe like Rebels Ahsoka. But if it's just technicality and Darth Vader is not conflicted and he's not even toying with Luke Skywalker a little bit, Darth Vader's better than Luke. I'm quite honestly shocked that Darth Vader is not above Luke on the list, because for every single way, I think that Vader is the superior duelist, especially in that moment. Now, we don't know how good of a lightsaber duelist Luke was after that, unfortunately, still. All we really get in The Last Jedi is him with the antenna, and he's better than Rey. So it's not inconceivable to see that one day he could be more powerful or a better duelist than his father, or even anybody on this list. But if we're going off the last time we saw Luke in a major lightsaber duel, he's not as good as Anakin or Dooku. Or even Obi-Wan.
And one thing I want to point out about this list is that Darth Vader isn't on it. Anakin is, so they don't separate the two. I assume that they just lump them together.
That's so incorrect, though.
I think that is incorrect. And he places number 6. And to get into the last of the top 5, that's Obi-Wan is number 5.
So they put Obi-Wan as more powerful than Anakin, or a better duelist than Anakin.
They put him as a better duelist than Anakin, just by 1 rank. So Darth Vader is number 6 on this list.
I guess kind of switching gears into why I think that would be incorrect. Again, it's circumstance in Star Wars and Revenge of the Sith. It's pretty clear that Anakin is a better duelist than Obi-Wan. It's just that Obi-Wan is smarter. So in that whole Mustafar duel, which I assume this website, Screen Rant, is using the logic that, okay, Obi-Wan beat Anakin, this must mean he's better. But I don't agree with that. It's more Obi-Wan was familiar with Anakin completely 1,000%. Which gave him a huge advantage in this duel, obviously. So he took Anakin to a place that he knew that he would have the advantage in the high ground, which is one of my favorite memes. The high ground meme. That's so funny. Anyway,
Obi-Wan has a million great memes.
He does. But he led him to a location where Obi-Wan would have the advantage, and he's always on the back pedal in that whole fight. It's clear Anakin's superior. It's just he's leading Anakin into a big rage to the point where he's not thinking and he's not looking where he's going. And Obi-Wan is able to take advantage of him after he attains the superior fighting position on the battlefield. Yeah. It's not that he's worse. Or it's not that he's better. Sorry. Anakin is clearly better.
Yeah. I mean, that whole fight, Anakin's just on the attack and Obi-Wan's just trying to keep him off of him.
Yeah, exactly.
He has no...
It is so close to. Anakin comes so close to getting him, like, a lot.
Yeah, but, like, it's interesting in that fight because it's, like, obviously there's a whole different mental space that both of those characters are in that duel where Obi-Wan is, like, you know, he doesn't want to see what's happening right now happening. He doesn't want to see his apprentice charging at him, trying to kill him. And Anakin wants nothing more than to kill Obi-Wan. So he's just... like as mad as he can get. He's letting anger consume him. Obi-Wan's just trying to not have this escalate to the point where he kills him. Right. And, you know, at the end, Obi-Wan does outsmart him, but it's not because he's a better fighter. It's just because he's smarter.
Hey guys, I'm just going to jump in here for a second. This is a recording that happened after the fact. I think I'm going to stop the video here for the time being and we'll release a part 2 later today. The video was just kind of getting sort of long and difficult to edit and I wanted to get this out as soon as possible. So if you guys enjoyed this type of video, please leave so in the comments down below and we'll continue our discussion later on with part 2, where we discuss other characters like Ahsoka, Maul, Dooku, and way more. I definitely enjoyed making a video like this, so if you enjoyed it as well, please hit that like button and ask for more. And of course, if you didn't like this sort of discussion-based video, that's fine too. I can stick with the normal explanation videos if that's what you guys would prefer. Anyway, my friends, thank you so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.